Greetings.
War has changed. It's no longer about nations, ideologies, or ethnicity. It's an endless series of proxy battles fought by mercenaries and machines. War and its consumption of life has become a well-oiled machine. War has changed.
War has changed. War has become a brutal, inhuman, impersonal. It's always been brutal, but it's become very impersonal. Very impersonal. And with this generation of gamers, things like this just become too easy to a man, to a vehicle. It's just become impersonal. As we go up the scale literally from one person chasing a person with a drone, which there's multitudes of these on the internet, multitudes of those. Individual drones chasing individual people. This is why drone operators actually in the Ukraine war, they don't do very well. They don't do very well at all. They're usually shot as soon as they're taken prisoner. War has changed, continues to be more impersonal. Even the king of the battlefield utilizes these new things. This is a unit trying to hide in the forest as a drone, clearly with infrared, spots them and calls in the king of the battlefield. Artillery. Artillery has been the king of every battlefield since its inception. And now, combined with the technology that we have, as impersonal as it is, men can't hide in the forest. Men can't hide under rocks. They'll be seen, and some operator who is kilometers away, tens of kilometers, hundreds of miles away, to him it's just on the screen. It's very impersonal. It's just like COD, baby. I played Call of Duty and it looked just like this. It looked just like this. War has changed. War is very impersonal. It's going to reach you everywhere. In the hole, out in the open, in a tank, in the woods, on a ship. Drone warfare is ubiquitous. The way the world has changed and made it more impersonal and just so much easier to kill your fellow man is quite frightening. Quite frightening. And the casual nature of it. On air, land, sea, under the sea, the United States has just developed a new submarine that looks like a praying manta, a swimming manta ray. It's just incredible. And here you see, again, the impersonal nature of it. The person guiding this drone is tens of kilometers away, never even sees the smoke, but drives it right in the back, and you see the result. War has changed. War continues to change. That's tens of kilometers away. Now it's even farther. We just recently saw multiple missile attacks. We're seeing things that we haven't seen in human history, and they're just becoming more and more prevalent, more and more ominous with their capabilities and what they're doing. We have drones chasing individual humans, killing individual tanks, driving in the back of vehicles, spotting humans in the forest when they're trying to hide and save their lives. And then you can be hundreds of kilometers away and it rains. This is the attack on the Israelis by the Iranians. These rockets are hitting their airbase that houses their high-value military aircraft. Obviously, these can be defended. These are individual warheads. One interceptor, the Iron Dome, did a great job, but you can't hit everything when they overwhelm it. War has changed. No longer is it just the bomber flying overhead that you hear. It's the missile from hundreds of miles away that has mere moments before impact. Another view, same attack. This is from the soldiers enduring it. And you can see those are actually coming in at a relatively slow speed. We would call it a relatively slow speed. It's still very fast, and you could see in that shot right there, the Iron Dome doing its work, doing a great job. But again, war has changed. We're now past individual single missiles. We are now moving into multiple independent reentry vehicles with submunitions of their own coming from space. The kinetic energy alone is enough to create untold damage. The speed is incredible. This one I'm just going to run on loop a couple times. Incredible. And remember, that missile was fired from hundreds of kilometers away. Hundreds. It just keeps getting farther and farther. My guess is that it will continue to get farther in a show of strength and of technological capability. And this one I'll just change right here. This is what it looks like falling from the sky. It almost looks like the bolts of Apollo. It almost looks like thunderbolts from the gods. War has changed. We are literally almost at mythological, where we have thunderbolts of the gods falling from the sky, virtually, of course. War has changed. It's become impersonal in a way that it wasn't before. I understand fleets of bombers and artillery all existed in the past, but now you have a person, one-on-one, being chased by another person, one-on-one, taunting. You can see this poor person is scared to death, as they should be. And this person just goes in, taunting them, and sees it on the other side. That's where we're at. War has changed. There's an impersonal nature to it that is very tough. Unless, of course, you are that guy and you're not the drone pilot. And this is what you get. I have to pause it right there. I'll link everything in this video into the description. I have to pause that video right there due to its very, very graphic nature. War has changed, except for the boot on the ground, who still lives in fear. Every moment is terror, doesn't know what's going to happen next, is living moment to moment, and only has his buddies near him. War has changed greatly for everybody, except him. Stay sour.